Lovely jubbly.
Mum, what's that?
Do you think we've got enough charcoal on there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. Let's get it going, shall we? Don't worry about that.
Oh!
Yeah!
Ew, boy. Whoa! 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 Oh no! Mama go. Oh, Mama! Uh-oh. Mama, go.
Those lighting cubes are a bit crap. They don't really work, so chuck a bit of petrol on there, gets it going nice. Leave it for half an hour and we'll be ready to rock and roll, I think. Lovely. Doing a little bit of tool organising, ain't we, eh? Having a barbecue on the go and organising some tools. That's the way to go. Always good to have as many barbecues as possible. You know what? We try to, because you know what? It saves money. It saves money on your electric, cooking or gas, cooking on all that food every day. Just have a barbecue. All you got to do is buy the food. I've got plenty of coal myself as it is, so barbecues is the way to go. I've got 2 bags of this professional, you can't see it, it's 2 bags of it, professional coal, and it's bloody good stuff. Cooks brilliantly. Check this out, you lot. This is an empty bottle of antifreeze. You know what that means? For those of you that may have been around will remember, this is the one that I bought to put in the motorhome, put in the old Talbot. It took me ages to get it done. I couldn't get the little bit of pipe that is a replacement. You have to drill out the head, tap the head and screw the bit of pipe in. But the thing is, it's a 16mm bit of pipe, and that calls really for a 14.7mm drill bit. I used a 14.5mm drill bit and tapped it with a 16mm tap that is supplied with the bit of pipe. But it was too loose, really. The threads were really loose in there, and I didn't want to tighten it. I was scared that they were going to strip out, and that would have been it. I wouldn't have been able to do anything with it because I needed a bigger bit of pipe after that, and I hadn't got one. You're only supplied with the one that they give you. So I've done it. It hasn't leaked yet. I haven't driven it anywhere. I've started it up a few times. So far, touch wood, cross my fingers, it is leaking. But I'm going to go and have a look in a minute, start it up, because I haven't started it for a few days. And we'll see, and I'll show you what happened, and we'll see what it's like. Before we go and do that, check out what I've got here. I found this amongst a load of stuff. It's a set of vernier pulleys. I think they're for a Ford Fiesta. What does that say on there? Look, if it'll have a focus, it won't have a focus. It says turbosport.net, and it gives a phone number. Maybe it does focus. There we go. turbosport.net, and it gives a phone number. I remember buying these. I bought these for the RS. I had a Mark 1 Focus RS for those of you that don't know or don't remember, and sold it about 3 years ago, 3 years ago. Had it for about 10 years. I think it's about 8 or 9 years I had it for, and I did loads of mods to that engine. But this is a set of vernier pulleys. Look, there's your degrees. But I bought these by mistake. They were listed as being for a belt, because obviously the Mark 1 Focus RS has the 2 litre Duratang engine in it, which has a cam belt. But these are for a chain, and I didn't know that. So they're obviously for a twin cam chain engine. I think it was a Fiesta that they were supposed to go for, or something like that. I've had these for 10 years, something like that. I bought them when I first bought the RS, but they would never have worked, obviously, and they've just been sitting around ever since. So I'm gonna have to try and sell them. Whether they're still in demand, no idea. They were back then because they were expensive. I kind of remember, but we'll have a look. Well, before we go and mess around with starting it up or whatever, I've decided I wanted to try and drain the water out of the water tank, because I didn't want it to freeze if we get any cold weather coming along, which I don't think we will. But it wouldn't undo. This is the stopcock. It looks a bit corroded in there. I did spray some of this, got some of this PB blaster that all you Americans seem to swear by, so I sprayed a load of that all around here, but it didn't seem to unseize it. So I'm going to stick it in the vise and try and unseize it. Spray a load of it all around. Spray some in there. Some in there. Might better get a nut. Get a spanner on it. Then might better undo it. What kind of spanner is that? It's far too big. Far too big. What is that one? Nope, not big enough. What's that? That's a 14. Let's try a 17, shall we? So we can get that nut undone, which is one good sign. Can we get the, there we go, it's going up now. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but that is going up now. Let's get rid of all the background. There we go, lovely. So now they wouldn't undo it, wouldn't it? Was so stiff, and I was afraid it was going to snap off. But I think, to be honest, I think the thread, what this thread's into on the tank, has had it. I think it's just well and truly had it. So I don't want to have to get a new tank though. This has had it. Look at that. What I might see if I can put on is this, just an ordinary valve. So it's just, it goes like that, closed, open. Let's see if I can get that on there. If it will thread in. I don't know if it will. If I can get that off. What's that? 21. 22. No. Blimey. If I can get this valve off, and if it's the same thread, I might just try and thread this on, so then at least I've got a valve on it then. I have to take this out of the vise, put this in the vise. Obviously this is for a copper fitting, so I'm not going to need this part, but I'm hoping I might just better thread this straight in. That looks like that's the same. That looks like that's the same size. So I could just put that on. So whereas this one, that goes in there like that. So this is the top of the tank. That screws in, and whereas it will be like that. That will screw in to the top of the tank, and it'll just be like. I think that is a good idea, because this has had it all that's rusted. Look at that. That's not good, is it? I can't be having that, can I? Even though I did get it going. I think I'm just going to try and screw that in there. Yeah. So I definitely think that sounds like a bit of a plan. Definitely use that. That'll be better. The only thing is, it might focus one day. You never know. It might get caught on something, and this just kind of go whoop, like that as we're driving along on a twig, bit of grass, whatever, and we lose all our water. But I can find a way of, securing it. I mean, I could even go as far as every time. I could even go as far, because we're not going to be emptying the tank. We'll just be emptying it for the winter to get rid of all the water so it doesn't freeze. So I could even go as far as just taking off this nut that still won't focus, but I could take off this nut that holds the handle on, and yeah, I could do that throughout the year, and then when I want to drain the tank, I just got to put the handle on, put the nut on, and off it goes. So this is definitely the better idea. I've got my cheese grater gluing together because the top broke off the cheese grater, so I've had to glue it back together because well, cheese graters are expensive these days, so making use of what we've got. This I didn't have to buy a new valve yet. The only thing I do worry about, as I said, is the threads inside the tank. I don't know if it's going to thread into it because they were pretty bad and I need to come out with it, but there we go. Lovely job. Another little project that I've got sort of sitting there that I've not really got onto yet is this old school camping stove, camping cooker thing. It's a camping gas one. I couldn't get it to work, but then again, I don't know if there's any gas. There's the gas bottle. I managed to get that off eventually. So there's the gas bottle. It's got no gas in it. They do still sell these bottles. They sell them in camping in general. They sell them in other places. But they're £65 for that. And I'm not going to be using that. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to try and clean all of this up. I've got some rust converter, so I'm going to clean it all up with a wire wheel, bit of wire wool and all of that. Then I'm going to put the rust converter on all of it, try and get rid of as much of the rust as possible, see if I can get these legs off. If I can, that'll be even better, and then just clean it basically. I might give it a paint, but I like the patina, as they call it. I like the raggedness, I like the old look. So I think I'm just going to clean it all up, get rid of all the rust that's causing an issue. These are all free, these all work. Whether the seals are any good in them, I don't know, but they all work. It's a bit stiff, but it does work. Like I say, the seals might be no good. I might hook some gas up to it and the gas just pisses out no matter what, but I won't know that until I try it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to clean it. I don't know whether there's supposed to be pipes, because you can see there's no pipe, and I don't know whether the gas just sort of travels along or if there's supposed to be pipes in there. Has somebody taken the pipes? I have no idea, but there's no pipes in there. But that's a sealed little unit sort of thing. So I'm just guessing that the gas comes out of there and shoots across and then comes out them little holes. But I would have thought that there would be pipes that go in, but I don't know enough about them. I don't know. The other one's exactly the same. I wonder if that comes off. If I unscrew that, that'll come off. I'm about to see. But yeah. So another little project that's just sort of sitting there waiting. But I've got a lot of stuff that's in the pipeline anyway. I dare say some of you are probably sitting there waiting for more Talbot stuff. So there is going to be a development with the Talbot in the next couple of weeks. What the development is, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything. But I'm working really hard. Working every hour I can find to work, getting every penny together that I can gather together. And there's going to be a time before the end of this year where it's all going to come together and it's all going to be worth it. So just stick around and you'll see it as it happens. I was thinking about doing like a build up sort of video, but keeping it like low key, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But there will be, it's not just going to stop. I know some of you were enjoying those videos working on the toll, but basically run out of money, so I'm having to stop working on it properly and gather up some pennies, and then we can just go full bore, open up all of the taps, do you know what I mean, and get to it and get things done. But you know what, when something does happen, it ain't just going to be a small thing, it's going to be a big thing, so you'll see. Just thought I'd let you lot know about that, because I'm getting a lot of comments going, when are you going to do more stuff on the Talbot? When can we go and see some more Talbot stuff? It's a slow progress, you know. So, but that's what's going on. I'm working all the hours I can work, possibly, that I can get. We're getting all the pennies together, and there'll be something good coming along. And then once it's done, we'll be going off to campsites, and you'll see it all working in action and everything, but it's just a slow progress. Anyway, you lot, I'll catch you later on. Remember, always have a barbecue if you just want to save some dollar. Everyone's like, oh, everything's expensive these days. Have a barbecue. They cost nothing. Bit of coal, bit of fire, poof, away you go. Or a bit of petrol if you like it easily like me. Catch you later on, you lot. Enjoy yourselves.